We are live for the second week of Pandemic Code, HOA. This time we're coming live actually from a hotel room at PUBCON. Of course, you can tell I'm in my studio, so I'm not down there partying with these guys, but we've got quite a panel together today, and we're going to be talking about, well, Wade, you were the one that selected this week's meme. You want to go ahead and tell us what our meme is?
Yeah, it is the meme of Game of Thrones, and it's always has the text at the bottom, "Winter is coming," and then they'll do some kind of meme at the top, and then it's the man with the overcoat and the snow is blowing in his face. So that was the meme I picked because it's the one that I've seen the most. That's since I first started on Google Plus.
Okay. Kind of fills up your stream sometimes, that particular meme. In fact, it's pretty funny. There's one in the comments Cheryl shared that says, one does not simply stop making Boromir memes about every small detail of one's day, which is, you know, that's pretty funny stuff because, like, it's just everywhere. All right, so let's go through quickly who our panel is for today's, who our code breakers are for today's show, and kind of give us some background on your expertise of why we're going to break it down. Dustin, we haven't yet heard from you. Let's go ahead and have you intro yourself and what you're going to try and tackle.
Well, I am Dustin W. Stout. I don't have my beautiful lower third today. For some reason it's not working. But I do things on the internet. I am known for my visual prowess, I suppose, and my obsessive nature of the quality of visuals and visual content. I'm also the newly dubbed Chief Marketing Officer of Wheel Media. So that's Dustin Stout in a nutshell.
Yeah, I want to talk about that in a second, but Wade, go ahead and tell us your background and what you're going to give us.
Well, my background is in relationship marketing, social media marketing, just kind of make friends and build relationships online. I have no idea what I'm going to give us today because I just like going where the conversation takes us. So you asked about what meme that I liked. And I thought that this one was an interesting one because I know that it has, not affected me, but it has impacted the way that my social has been run. Well, that's not right either. Not been run, but while I've been on social, it's impacted, in my stream and stuff. And I'm just wondering, I'm curious as to why people would pick this one, and I'm thinking it's got something to do with the popularity of the Game of Thrones show itself. So I guess we'll get into that a little bit later.
All right, and who's this last guy we got sitting next to you there?
I'm Andrew Horoswich. I'm with Wheel Media as well. I'm a social media, marketing, business, logistics kind of guy. So you have a problem, I'll solve it. But as far as today, I don't know. They woke me up and told me I can't be sleeping in the background of the show. So, hi.
All right, so before we move on, I want to talk about a particular meme that has been going on in Google+, and that is the meme of well-known Google+ HOA celebrities getting hired by Wheel Media. Are you the guy behind this? And where's my job offer?
And he's one of the guys behind it. Yeah.
One of the guys behind it. It's kind of fun to see this team being put together currently. It's kind of cool because we have a front row seat and we know most of the players. So I've personally enjoyed watching this go together the last month or so.
Yeah, we're excited. Hopefully someday soon there will be an implementation of a yearly draft of some sort. Steady demand and Wheel Media you know, and maybe some other companies that develop through Google Plus. And we'll just kind of do a draft, like a yearly draft. And, you know, it'll be great. You can have like fantasy teams and that whole. We can gamify, you know, the building of companies on Google Plus.
Okay, that would be really fun. I gotta say. Yeah, you know, people can come up with scores. This is, you know, who's first round pick, who's second, independent, who's already taken and needs to be traded. This is a fun idea.
And set that up.
Yes, that's the perfect person. Perfect person. So I want to go on a rant really quick. Lee Rickler, this is for you, man. Dude, I have turned off that stupid applause app 3 times for this show alone. And it's running. Ah! Could we please have this thing automatically off? And then we get to turn it on if we're stupid enough to want it? Please. Or at least when I turn it off, remember my settings? Sorry, Lee. I swear I didn't do it, man. All right. So, time for our opening song. Here we go. So, as we said earlier, this week we got this.
She's out cold before I can turn the light. Excuse me for everything she does.
Okay, that didn't work.
I let go.
What were you trying to do?
That was supposed to be a slideshow, and I had it opened wrong. So pretty cool. You got to see one of like 10. Yeah, that didn't work. But we tried. So let's jump into this thing. Who's got a first thought comment on why brace yourself? Wait, first question. Is anyone on this panel a watcher of Game of Thrones?
Now, I haven't seen the meme yet. It's not the one does not simply meme, is it?
Brace yourselves, and he's standing up on the hill, and he's got like the big fur coat, and
Isn't
The
that
brace
from,
yourself.
Isn't that from Lord of the Rings?
No, that's Game of Thrones.
that's Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That guy plays in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I've
Happens
never
to be in both things, and he has theme. Oh, that's got to have a thing to do with it too. I mean,
It might be.
because he did have the meme before. It was the one does not simply.
Yeah,
Oh.
and that's what I thought. You know, I saw.
I didn't,
So
even,
why-
I didn't even put that together. But I do watch Game of Thrones myself. I'm a
I've
big
never
fan.
watched an episode.
So that's odd that this same man,
Our minds are blowing right
two
now.
different characters, same man, would actually have, you know, viral memes on 2 different shows. Why would people pick this guy?
But I think that's the point. It's almost like it. Sometimes it's a fluke. Like, you know, someone just makes something and you're like, that's funny, and then like a billion people share it. Of course, everyone wants to copy it.
I think it's got to be something to do with his character, and because I love his character in Lord of the Rings. I love that character, and while I've not seen Game of Thrones yet, I've got a feeling that he stole the show again, and so people are just loving him, and so maybe it has something to do with the character.
But didn't he get his head chopped off? Oh wait, spoilers. I don't know.
Nah, it's 10 years ago.
Right.
No, he didn't get his head chopped off. He got stabbed by the ogres in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Did you just spoil Game of Thrones?
No.
Don't, because I'm still on the watch it.
But no, Game of Thrones is fantastic. I love the show myself. It took me a while to get into it. My wife kept watching it, and I realized I kind of had to start watching it as well.
Okay, so we got that out of the way at least. Okay, so we know this meme is in fact from
It
Game of
exists.
Thrones. I haven't seen it.
Okay, here. I'm going to screen share what I was going to screen share before. This time I got it set up right.
Okay.
Okay, there it is.
You're
Okay.
seeing? Yeah.
So this one,
Got it. Okay, so that's from Game of Thrones, and I had no idea.
That one's from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Brace yourselves. Font sizes are tiny.
This one's similar, so that's why I popped it in there.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a popular one too. Willy Wonka.
Now, okay, Dustin, this particular one, I by and large, this is a pretty lame meme, in my opinion. But that one that I was just showing a second ago, and if you want, I can go back to it. That one's graphically got some appeal because someone's taken some time and
Right.
What are your thoughts graphically on this whole thing?
Well, I have a number of opinions about memes. Most of them based on human psychology. Now, the allure of a meme, historically, I've tried to create memes using my expertise in creating visuals that aesthetically look good. I say that quotedly for a purpose, but they don't tend to do well because the allure, I think, of a meme is the fact that it looks crappy. You look at all the Jackie Chan memes, the cage, the most popular memes in the world are ugly. They look like they've been done by an amateur, and I think there's something in us psychologically that relates to that makes us feel like, oh, that was created by a regular person. This wasn't created by a designer or a company. This was created by someone like me. Because it's the quality that I would probably produce. And I think there's something in our human nature that is just attracted to that. And because we relate to the badness of the design, these memes tend to catch on better, and they get shared more because it's something both different and relatable.
I have an idea that's kind of the complete opposite.
I think something different.
Yeah. Okay. So here's why I think it is. Dustin's the design guy, so of course he's going to go that route, and he helps me on design all the time. So God knows I don't know anything about it, but I think maybe the main focus is on the text. So that's why people don't really care about the design part of it. So maybe they're just wanting to get the message out, grab a picture that kind of coincides with the message that they're trying to give, and just put the text on it. Put the meme on top of it. So maybe it's a little bit of what Dustin said. It's not so much that we're thinking about making it pretty as it is as we're trying to get the message out to people.
Yeah. Well, you can't take the visual out though, because if you take any meme out there and you remove the picture, the effect
True.
is gone. Because there's something about that visual that makes it funny.
No, that's true.
If we didn't have the one does not simply guy, if he wasn't in those memes, it wouldn't be nearly as funny. But we see him, it's a serious picture, and it's this ridiculous punchline or whatever. It makes it all the more funny because
I think that's got to be a lot of what it is with this specific meme, because he is such a serious character in the show, and he's just like. Yeah, and it's a line from the brace yourself, winter is coming. Like that's from essentially from the show-ish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
I don't know if they exactly use those words in that order, but it's the entire concept of winter is coming. It's coming down. But I don't know. I think people are mimicky. I don't know. I kind of sometimes I do lose faith for humanity a tiny little bit because we don't have creativity sometimes. We just go, oh, that meme's really funny, so let me just throw 3 more words on it, and all of a sudden I'm a comedian, an artist, and designer.
There's the other part to it, right? It's when Jonah Berger did his study on what makes things viral. He wrote an entire book on what makes things catch on. Somebody else did a study on this too. I can't remember who it was. But basically, there's certain elements that make things catch on. And one of those things is, the reason people share things is because they want to look funny. That's the reason we tell jokes. We want people to think that we're funny. We want people to think that we're intelligent or in the know. We want to be popular, and we want to be, we share things that make us look a certain way in a positive light. And these memes allow us to be comedians. it allows us to share something, and they're easy to recreate. All you have to do is put text on top, text on the bottom, make sure it's janky looking impact font in white. Bold outline, optional. And it's easy to recreate, so it's easy for us to take our own spin and become comedians, share something funny. So it taps into that part of us that wants to be accepted and be perceived as funny. That's another point.
Let's take some comments from the audience. First of all, my wife says, Wade, we picked this guy because he's hot. So, yeah, okay, thanks, Cheryl. On a more serious note, Craig Calvert gives us some great advice. He says, the brace yourself meme allows for distinguishing yourself by belonging to a group. If you use the brace yourself meme to bring attention to winter here in Miami, is when you wear 2 tank tops. I am sending out a signal to fellow Southern Floridians that I am with them, and I am teasing the non-Floridians who are freezing. Brace yourself is a highly effective way to broadcast membership in a group.
Yeah,
That's a great example.
yeah, that's a great insight too. You use the Doctor Who memes. You immediately relate yourself to the Doctor Who community or Doctor Who.
Dr. Hugh Hefner.
That reminds me of Stewie.
I need more coffee.
Okay. I got to share this comment right here that just came in again from Craig. Craig is always very active. He says, here is a meme image I made about memes. Went pseudo-viral. And then he puts up the link, and here is, let me screen share the link. This is what it takes you to, which is funny because in the background, as we were planning this week's show, the Code Breakers brought her up as a similar type of meme to this meme. But what's so funny is this girl, like you watch, have you guys seen any of her videos?
Yeah, she's created this into a brand for herself. I mean, she's the crazy chick. Like I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, what is it? Overly attached girlfriend. Overly attached girlfriend. That's what she is. And now the thing is that you watch these videos, and she literally has, as has been pointed out here by Craig, learned memetics so I can be in your mind forever. I mean, she literally is the scientific definition of breaking it down. You watch her facial expressions, and everything she does is just masterful.
I like how she makes her videos with the idea that, right, at any moment, screen cap it, just grab a screenshot and you have an awesome meme. It's an interesting way to look at your shows and videos in general. So always make sure, that's like having the lower third branding. It's not just like a picture of you sitting in your office. Like, you see the show, you see your name, your job, your everything.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see some of the other. You guys have any more thoughts? Here's one from Grizwald Grim. Always and ever, Grizz is taking it to some weird, deep, interesting place. I think the more interesting notion is how internet memes become a format of expression, as in a haiku.
People could have whole conversations by passing memes back and forth. That's conceivable.
Okay, that would be interesting. I had a post last night that I sent out, and I tagged Christine DeGraff in it, and it became this whole post. Everybody that posted in it posted with hashtags, like big, long, ridiculous hashtags. She ended up calling it hashtag wars. So you could do the same thing with memes. You literally could have a conversation throwing memes back and forth at each other, which would be an interesting conversation.
Except I guess it would have to be on Facebook because you can't comment with pictures on Google Plus. But I have seen people have, they'll just go back and forth, just meme, and it kind of, you see go down the line. Interesting, to say the least.
I wanted to share this one because this is one I actually created, and it was probably my favorite meme of all time.
I love that guy.
You keep using that meme. I do not think it means what you think it means.
I like that. I like that.
Okay, Dustin, that thing is genius. Post that into the stream. That's
That's hilarious. That's probably the funniest one I've seen.
I thought of it one day. I think it was when I created the blog post about how to create a meme using Google Plus, and that was one of my examples. But you know that one relates you to a certain audience. You know, the people who are part of the Princess Bride cult instantly relate to that, and you connect to them in a certain visceral way.
Well, and that's interesting what Griswold was saying about, like, you know, just group. Or actually, no, was it Griswold or right before about the belonging to a group? You know, there's the other one. There's like an exhibit one, but what's the one I was trying to think of just now? The science one. I don't know. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, just strike me from the record. Yeah.
I thought what happened in Vegas stayed in Vegas. I guess that's true unless you're on an HOA, and then you just blab everything.
Yeah. What happens in Vegas stays in Hangouts on Air and Google Plus and Twitter and Facebook.
Yep.
Especially during PUBCON.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Okay, so another conversation, and this is interesting because where did this go? Here it is. Nick did the same thing I did, going and studying overly attentive girlfriend or whatever she is. He says, I spent about 2 hours studying her and her channel yesterday or the day before. And he and I were studying it at the same time. And then Cheryl comes back and says, oh, I just, says, yeah, what?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Nick! I tried to give you a birthday wish on Google Plus, and my stupid phone wouldn't get on the internet. So
Excuses. But I did think of that one, the one I was trying to think of. It's the aliens guy. You know, you really like that guy.
The aliens.
And that one, it's another one, like, because you're instantly there.
Yeah.
It's the science community. And,
Yes.
you know, anyone, you know, it's about being part of a group.
yeah, I wish I could
like
show
that.
that meme. I didn't make it. I found it. It was a moving gift with the Stephanopoulos guy or whatever. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah.
The Stephanopoulos guy. You know, the guy that plays in Ancient Aliens, and every picture he's in, it's got the word aliens in it. His hair is crazy. And
Why did this happen? Aliens.
yeah, that was a pretty good one. I'll put that one up in the event page so everybody can see that one. It's a good one.
Okay, this is interesting. So Nick Cardot says what he learned from the study, and I can see where he's going with this, that she has diverted from her original strategy, the overly attached girlfriend, and her video views seem to reflect that. Her creepy face and her singing about her obsession were what people related to. She doesn't do that as much anymore. Her views on those posts have millions of views. Her out-of-character views are usually a couple 100,000.
Hey,
See, that's what I don't understand about people, because when you're doing something that works and something that people are just loving, why would you stop?
Okay, but hold on. You know, only 100,000 or a couple 100,000? That's a lot. Honestly, I mean, she's probably just sick of it already. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this isn't her. I mean, it's interesting how she branded herself. She definitely, you know, jumped onto that and kind of.
But that's the key, though. She branded herself.
Right. But she didn't probably plan on doing this.
Yeah, and see, the problem with a lot of these things that catch on really quickly is a lot of times they were done as a joke.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, you know, I can see why this girl doesn't want to be remembered as the overly attached girlfriend. It was probably a joke she did one time. It wasn't something that she thought out and strategized and said, I'd like to spend the rest of my life being known as that girl.
Can you imagine how hard it would be to date and find guys as that girl?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Guys probably walk up to her all, you're the overly attached girlfriend. All right, bye.
Yeah, then they take a picture with her and
They
run
take a
away.
selfie and then they run.
And then they meme the selfie.
Yeah. You know, people walking up to her all the time. Can you do that face that you do that like looks overly attached? That'd be great. There's only so many times you can do that before you're like, I'm done.
But she probably still likes the revenue from YouTube that she still.
I'm sure she's not mad at the revenue. No.
Yeah, she's got to just be tired with it though. I'm not surprised.
Okay, are we going to get an auto awesome posted? Is this what you're doing, Wade?
This, I am at intervals, I am videotaping myself here at PUBCON. So all this stuff is going to go on the iTunes channel. I'm going to cut it up later. Probably, I'm landing Friday morning, so probably by Saturday I'll have some stuff up. It's going to be, you know, the hillbilly in the big city. So I'm kind of just putting stuff out there at whatever I think is cool. So I've got our hangout here, and I'm going to be talking to Jay Baird. And so yeah, that's off topic, but yeah, go relationship marketing on iTunes.
Yeah, PubCon Supercut. Okay, 14.
Yeah, the audience agreed with the comment, only 100,000. And
Right.
Nick says, it's not a lot, it's about context. When you have a million, when you have millions of subscribers, that's not a lot. It's a lot to you or I, not to her channel.
Yeah.
That's,
Relative.
yeah, very true. Very true.
And that's another reason why you have to be so careful with how you brand yourself. I mean, anything that you do, society brands you, you know, for them.
Yeah.
And so anything that you do that catches on, even if it was like Dustin said, maybe she did it for a joke.
Yeah.
Well, guess
well,
what?
Nick was saying she did it for a competition or something. But that's interesting. You know, I'm sure she didn't think ahead of time saying, you know, people are going to remember me for this.
Right, like I didn't mean she branded herself like, you know, she made it her job to,
Right.
you know, like she more so was like, okay, like let's do this for a little while. Like this clearly worked. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a strategy to win a competition. So I don't think, you know, there was a lot of strategy behind it. And yes, she did learn the strategy of memification in order to do what she did. At the same time, though, I don't think it was a long-term plan like you're saying.
Yeah.
What is?
What is? Yeah, exactly. Like these things. I mean, there are days I really don't want to wear a hat. But people would freak out if I showed up on an HOA without a hat at this point in time.
Right.
And I know the writing is on the wall. In fact, I'm mentally trying to think, because I can tell at most I have a year and a half before I am ready to hang myself from wearing hats.
Buy all of your hats. Hat rope.
Exactly. So I'm literally consciously trying to figure out where I go after
Balloon
this.
animal hats.
And how I transition in such a way that people don't freak out.
Well, see, that's
They're along for the ride.
though, because I was just having this conversation with several people about my red V-neck. So I've shown up on every public hangout for the last long period of time. I'm always wearing a red V-neck, and it's interesting because it does build a brand. People identify you easily, but it's also very easy to disappear in a crowd. Because, true story, my own wife didn't recognize me one day without wearing a red V-neck. She was picking me up and didn't even see me because I wasn't wearing a red V-neck. So, you know, your hat, Dennis, you know, you just take it off. You're invisible to a crowd. You know, when you're Chris
I don't
Broken
think
status.
so.
Well, I think that's true. I mean, people have a certain sense of we are habit-forming creatures, and so we are used to seeing things the same way. That's why change is so hard for some people.
Mm-hmm.
So when we show consistency, and this is the major thing with social media marketing as well, is when you can show consistency, do the same thing every day, helping people. You can brand yourself just by being the helper. Nicholas Cardot, the psychological guy. I mean, smart at doing that, and he's consistently wrote posts on things like that. So he's branded himself in that aspect. And I think that when you stop doing that, it's not that people don't see that, but they're expecting something else from you, and then you're not doing that, which goes back to the girl. They're expecting this thing that wasn't supposed to change, but yet she has changed, and she's moved it over here, and it's effective the way she does it, the marketing, or anyway, the stats anyway.
I don't know. I say take the hat off if you want to take it off. I think people will forgive you in the future. Just you got to get it out of the little logo that way.
Yeah, but if you was going to take the hat off, you would have to basically come back. I mean, your friends that know you, I mean, it's not going to be a big deal. Like, to me, it wouldn't matter. But people that are coming up that have been used to seeing you with the hat on, you'll just have to be more visible from now on. You know, be in the hangouts, be in the communities and the chat, and just show people the profile, show people your consistency.
Yeah. Well, and Wade, as you know, when I'm hanging out in a private HO, I usually don't have. So for you, Wade, your comment is interesting because you've seen me without a hat a dozen times. So it's not the same for you or for Cheryl.
And he does have hair.
Yes, I am not bald. That is not the reason I wear hats.
It's just really bad hat hair that you don't want us to see at this point, right?
Yeah, in fact, it's even, it's literally, I've cut my hair as permanent hat head. It's really long up here, and then
it tapers upwards into a flat top. Is that?
Yeah.
I'm hoping you had a mullet under there, right?
So I want to out here. I'm going to share this comment from Adam Music. And overly attached girlfriend has leveraged her online presence for charity. The main reason that I want to point that one out, I love it, first of all. Thanks for sharing that, and that is true. But that is a big part of what Intline is about, is leveraging people's celebrity to help them do support charities. So I had to point that one out because it's
and
core value.
Great profile picture, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I like that with the picture.
Oh, Adams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Adam's profile picture. Adam's a fun guy. He's a lot of energy.
Let's talk about this for a second. I mean, we talked about consistency and people not liking change. And as I looked at Adam's profile picture, one of the things that, and maybe you can help this, but one of the things that people tell you got to stand out to the crowd. So in a way, you have to be different than what they're used to seeing. So that's kind of a clash. I mean, people want to see consistency in you, but for someone else that maybe your competitor or maybe your friend or whatever, if they want the attention of these people that are watching you, they've got to do something different, something to break them out. You see what I'm saying? And so why are we so consistently involved in the people that are constant in our lives, but yet when something different happens, it grabs our attention, and we're now looking over here. How does that even balance out? That doesn't even make sense.
Well, it's an interesting thing because we're kind of talking about two different things. So when it comes to consistency, people liking habit and liking not liking change. When they see something that's different, it's not necessarily a change, in a habit or a break. It's just another place for their attention. So it's
but
not necessarily.
Could it be different from what they have been used to seeing?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I think it's two different parts of the cycle. But yeah, there's something to a specific type of conformity with a subtle difference. So when you see a meme, you see the same meme over and over and over again. It's a consistent meme, so there's a relatability there, but there's something different about it, and then it's a new punchline. It's a new somebody wrote something new on it.
So, well, we were talking about, and you mentioned it again there as far as like belonging, like being part of the group. And I was just thinking though, maybe it's not as much belonging to the group, but more so people want to represent the group. They want to be that person. You know, you look at them and you're like, oh, like okay, you watch being, you know, like it's, I don't know. It's maybe it is like a little more egotistical than anything. Like I don't know. That's kind of where my brain went for a second there, but brace yourself, my brain stopped working again.
Okay, so I'm going to take advantage of this 7-second lull and change direction. We're going to close down the show. We're almost at the 40-minute mark. So let's change direction.
Got it?
That was funny. I saw that. Do it again now that you're white boxed. I don't know if everybody saw that. You changed direction. All right. Love it. Okay. So let's go through the panel. I'm going to go Dustin, Wade, Andrew. I don't know how to properly pronounce your name. I know how to spell it and find it on Google+, but yeah.
I like how the name just kind of trailed off. Andrew is fine. It's Andri, but that's Andrew.
Andri. Ah, okay. I'll go with that. All right. So, Dustin, closing thoughts, and go ahead and promote anything you want to promote before we leave.
Closing thoughts. Memes are fun because they're crappy. So don't be afraid to create crappy things. Just do work. I mean, visuals are fun. They're engaging. Visual content is on the rise right now. The internet is evolving in such a way that it's more visually engaging than ever. But don't think that you have to be a professional designer, know about psychology of design or anything. Create stuff that makes people smile, and you'll do well. Promote something. I blog, so you can visit Dustin.tv. No I in Dustin, DUSTN.tv. See my recent blog post about the recent transition I made from working for Steady Demand as one of their social media specialists to now being the Chief Marketing Officer for Real Media. It's a interesting journey that made me realize just how awesome Google Plus is. The spirit of collaboration, of lifting one another up, and I really hope that that spirit of collaboration and teamwork, and we're all kind of working towards the same revolution of the digital and social space. It just fascinates me, and I talk about that in the blog post. And I feel like there is a subtle movement towards tearing others down, and I really hope that that doesn't overtake the spirit of collaboration that has really made Google Plus the place that it is, and that has afforded so many of us such great opportunities to collaborate and work together. So that.
Dustin, I'm going to take that and cut it out as an individual video because that is such a vitally important message right now. So thank you for saying that.
Read the blog post.
I'll link to the blog post when I create the video in YouTube.
Awesome.
Wade.
All right. I think one of the things that I took away from this is that memes are consistent with each individual group. So I believe you can even take that a step further and say always stay consistent with what you're doing and have fun with it, just like Dustin said. You can find me at wadeharmon.com. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can just /subscribe on the end of that. Excuse me. And I run the iTunes channel Relationship Marketing Show, and just go over there and check that out. I've got a ton of video that I'm fixing to put on there in little bitty bite-sized chunks, so you can check out and see what the PUBCON in the big city looks like. I'm going to go to Vegas Strip tonight and probably record myself just walking around. And
let's clarify there. You're going to the Vegas Strip. You're not going to Vegas to Strip.
Right. That's exactly right. Right. Nobody wants to see that. So anyway, and also check out willmedia.com if you have any social marketing questions or need some help with anything, you can find us all three there. We will work your problem out. So, and that's all I have. Thanks for having us on.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Andre.
Keep rolling, right? See, they've got all sentimental and lovey-dovey about it. Honestly, I think be more original, people. Stop using the old memes. Come up with something different. Do something. I don't know. Be different. That's kind of my thing. I do love the occasional meme, but it gets a little overwhelming after a while, and it kind of, I don't know. If you're seeing the same one 18,000 times, I don't know if it quite has the same punch that it used to. But I do like what Dustin said though. You know, people want to be, they want to be where the action is. They want to, you know, kind of be designers and comedians and laugh themselves. So if it makes them happy, then I'll let them do it. If it makes you happy. Thank you very much, Emma. Oh, and also, if someone offers you shots at PubCon at 3:30 in the morning, you are not obligated to say yes. That is, no.
And Cheryl DUCE is coming on my show. Look for that. Cheryl DUCE is coming on the show, the relationship marketing show, at one point or another.
Dustin.
All right, good deal. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate you being on here, filling in for Stephanie Sims, who had to move her show back 2 weeks because of family emergency. I want to promote a couple of things. Next week, we're going to be talking about Minecraft here on this show with Grizwald Grim and Ammon Johns are going to break Minecraft down. Timely in that.
Nice Minecraft.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And let's see, this Friday, I've got a special this Friday in the morning, how to use LinkedIn presentation. And then we've got David Amerland for Network Roundtable. We're going to be talking with him about the word humility. So definitely want to join us for that. And thank all of you so much for joining us today. We will see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Thanks for being on.
I'm going to connect to the internet.
She's out cold before I can turn the light.
Router? Yeah. What's it?
She does I let go in hopes to avoid a fight. You be holding on way too tight. So now you just where does she go?